Hey guys, it's me, Wanda, the solo traveler, and I'm coming to you on this beautiful day with some information that I hope will help you in planning your shore excursions for any upcoming vacations that you may have. So I hear people say all the time, look, I booked a cruise and there is a certain excursion that I would like to take, but when I go on to the website, the cruise's website, there are no more seats available. There are no more slots available. I can't seem to book the excursion that I really want to take. There are so many options out there to book shore excursions. Don't limit yourself to the cruise line's choices only. You've got Viator, you've got Tours by Locals, you've got TripAdvisor, you've got Project Expedition. And I can go on and on. Those are just the first few that pops into my mind. But understand that the cruise lines and some of these other companies that I just listed all use the same tour operators. I primarily book outside of the cruise lines mainly because I want to save money. You can save anywhere from 20 to even up to 50% off going another route, and sometimes not even using the other third parties, going directly with the tour operators. And okay, so maybe that's a bit much for someone who's just starting out. Maybe you don't want to go straight to the tour operator, but just consider that there are other options. So one of the options that I specifically wanted to talk about today is Viator. Why? Because they've been tried and trusted. They've been around for a good while. I've used them over and over again, and I'm going to share with you an experience that I had with them recently. A couple of months ago, booked a trip out of the country and booked a shore excursion through Viator because the cruise line was charging over $1,000 for what I wanted to do for two people. I was not alone, but for two people, they were charging over $1,000. And I was able to get the same exact excursion through Viator for less than $1,000. So, which one am I going to choose? Obviously, I'm going to choose the one that's less expensive. And I've used Viator before, so I booked this excursion, and I realized that the day before the actual excursion, I realized that I made a mistake in the booking. I made a mistake with the pickup, right? This was all my fault. Viator had nothing to do with it. And I was upset with myself because it was a day before the excursion was to leave. So one of the great things about Viator is you can book an excursion and reserve it and pay later. So, which is what I do pretty much with all of my excursions. I book them early and I reserve the payment until later. That's, I guess, the second reason why I use Viator. The one would be the price. The two is the fact that I don't have to pay right away. So if I change my mind, if I book something and I change my mind later on, I can always cancel it. I can change the dates. I can even change the excursion, and it's easy peasy right on the website. And they have it. They don't charge your card until 48 hours prior to the actual excursion, and you can cancel up to that time. You can actually cancel 24 hours before that time. So I booked this excursion. I realized the day before that I'd made a mistake, and it was my mistake. So I tried everything because I didn't want to be out this money, but I still wanted to do this excursion. Couldn't do it where I was. It was one of those vacations where we were just doing a lot of moving around. I mean, booked the wrong pickup place. Anyway, was not able to change it because it was so close. Well, the location couldn't be changed because it was just at that location, but there was no way I could get to that location. I made a mistake. I just knew I was going to be out that money. There was nothing I could do about it. I want to say I canceled the day of because I had tried up until that evening. I had tried moving some things around and trying to get to that particular place so that we could do the excursion. Finally, I canceled it, and I literally canceled it several hours before the excursion was to take place. The excursion was supposed to be like 11 o'clock that morning. I want to say I canceled it maybe 6 or 7 o'clock that morning. And I knew it was just a bad decision on my part and felt really bad about it. Went on about my business. Well, I never contacted Viator, never, I just kind of put it out of my mind. So how about several weeks later, I get an email from Viator saying, we have refunded your money for this excursion that you didn't take. Wow. Thank you, Viator. I didn't expect to get anything back because I knew I was past the window of cancellation. I was in the day that I was supposed to do the excursion. And I just resigned myself to, this is money that I'm going to be out. But they refunded my money. They refunded all of my money. And this was without any type of prompting from me. So needless to say, if I wasn't a fan of Viator before, I'm definitely a fan now. And the other thing to keep in mind is they have this thing down to a science. These tour operators realize that a large percentage of their population is coming from the cruise lines. If they're picking you up from the pier, right, which a lot of them are, they know you're on a cruise ship. And so they are going to do everything humanly possible to get you back on the ship in time. I've never had an issue. So cost and the option to reserve now and pay later are my main reasons for using Viator. But if I had to give a third reason for why I use other outside vendors for my tours is the ability to customize. If you've got a group of girls, you're doing a girl trip, or maybe there's a, I don't know, wedding party, or it's a family reunion, there's a bunch of you, it would behoove you to communicate directly with the tour directors or the tour conductors for a better deal. Why pay $100 a head when you can pay $70 a head and have a much better, more personalized experience? Anyway, I just wanted to jump on and share that. And I'm actually packing for my next adventure, my next bucket list adventure, and I will be sharing with you guys when I get there. Have a wonderful day and happy cruising, happy travels. Toodles.